Alright, what's going on, y'all? This is video 3, if I'm not mistaken, for Omnivore's Dilemma. For this video, I want to go relational, diagnostic, and exploration. For relational, on page 244, in the chapter, The Market, Greetings from the Non-Barcode People, Poland has stated that when you think about it, it is odd that something as important to our health and general well-being as food is so often sold strictly based on the basis of price. It's not so much odd as it is sad, because you can take that same statement, move it to any other subjects, educational, medicine, any societal concept, and it still holds true, because that's the way the country's has evolved. Education isn't considered valuable unless it comes from an expensive institution. Medicine, they treat one symptom and then that causes 5 more symptoms, so you gotta go out and buy more medicine for those 5 symptoms, which do the same thing, cause more symptoms, and it's a never-ending cycle. And the healthier foods are more expensive than the junk food that literally kills people. The concept that it creates is that money doesn't buy happiness, but it does buy survival, and unfortunately that's just going to get worse with time. On page 227 in the chapter Slaughter in the Glass Abattoir, Poland mentions that the killing of animals we generally eat takes place behind high walls, well beyond our gaze or ken. The statement brought up a concept that repeats itself throughout time. What you don't know can't hurt you. Everyone knows that most food comes from living beings, cows, chickens, pigs, etc. And everyone knows that those animals have to die in order for them to become food. However, a large percent of people probably have never actually seen their food be killed firsthand. And it's the idea that if I don't kill it and I don't see it die, I have nothing to be guilty about. That's why we have slaughterhouses, so that we can take away the possibility of seeing our food be killed like that and then feeling guilty about it. I'm not saying people should feel guilty about it, but I am saying people have the capacity for that outcome, and food is apparently too good to even risk that. For exploration, on page 208, at the beginning of the chapter, The Animals, Poland mentions that he couldn't recall the last time he'd even attempted to do anything consequential before breakfast, or before caffeine at the very least. It's not the first time I've heard of people like that, mainly because I'm one of them. Without coffee, I really can't function properly. I need a lot of it. This is full of coffee. I started to wonder if there was any particular reason that some people need different amounts of coffee. Some people go with 1 cup. I need a giant mug. What I found was a study from the Scientific Reports in August 2016, very recently, that stated that some people have a gene called PDSS2, which tells the rate or the method for how a person with the gene breaks down caffeine. The result was the stronger the gene is, the less coffee was needed, because the breakdown was even out. It's more regulated and normal. The weaker the gene was, the faster the caffeine is broken down, which results in needing more of it to get that same result. I just thought it was kind of weird and interesting, at the same time that people like me are genetically predisposed to drinking insane amounts of coffee.